Well, this is a tough weekend to talk about Michigan, because honestly this year had plans to go to Michigan this year in August, but thanks to COVID-19 and 2020 being an absolute shit show year, all my plans were all of a sudden derailed. But anyway, let's talk about what happened in Michigan this weekend. So, truck race happened. Truck race that didn't start till 6 o'clock in the evening, on a track with no lights, when the sun was set to set around 9 p.m. So they only had a 3-hour window to get the whole race in. A race that was not much really happening in until the end. The end had an assload of controversy. So the truck race goes to overtime. On the overtime restart, Grand End figure spins and no caution. Then later on in the same turn, we had another spin. The truck even stalls on the track. No caution, they let them race when there's a truck clearly on the racing line, still on the track, presenting a safety hazard. Now what the fuck is safety? And what the fuck is a caution? But Shane Smith goes on and edges out Christian Eckes in this controversy and pulls his first career win out. So hey, congrats to Shane Smith on getting a win. And this win for Shane Smith officially means that he is officially locked into the Truck Series chase. Shane Smith's come close a couple of times to winning in the Truck Series. Great to see he finally got one here, not bad. But of course, NASCAR's defense in all this was that they couldn't throw a caution. And that this was the only way they could end the race under green flag conditions, because if they threw another caution, the race would have ended under caution because of the lack of sunlight. Well, you want to know how you avoid that situation, NASCAR? You don't start the fucking race at 6 o'clock on a track with no fucking lights. If you're gonna start it that late, install fucking lights at the track. Fuck me. NASCAR really needs to get their shit together on this bullshit. Like, sooner or later, we're gonna have a race this year where we're gonna run out of sunlight to run. And that's going to force NASCAR sometime down the line to install lights at the track. Like, this is getting ridiculous, man. So anyway, moving on. We had an Xfinity standalone race at Road America. Really, not much really happened until the rain came. And when we were about to go racing in the rain, lightning struck. So then we had to go under the goddamn lightning clock for like over an hour. Because, well, on road courses, everyone wondered, can you race in the lightning? No. You can race in the rain, but you can't race in lightning. But yeah, because of the safety of everybody. But when we did finally get back going, we had some light rain, so we did go to the rain tires. We got a little racing in the rain, which got interesting. But later on in the race, we would end up going back to a dry track, and then the race really got boring. And Austin Cindric ended up pulling away at the end. Pretty much pulling away from AJ Allmendinger in overtime. And got the win. Yeah, and because of the time limit, we didn't even get to see Cindric's burnout or his victory lane interview. Because we ended up having to cut right to the Cup race. Yeah, because of the fucking bullshit that happened in the Xfinity race at Road America, the Cup race ended up getting delayed by 45 minutes. Hell, for the Cup race, we didn't even see the pre-race ceremonies like the anthem or the invocation, because they cut right to it as soon as the Xfinity race ended. Not even really the command either. But yeah. But they did show Austin Cindric's victory lane interview during the Cup race, so okay. But yeah. If I'll be honest here, the Xfinity pit rules where under caution you can only take tires or gas, you can't do both. Those pit rules are fucking retarded. Why are we changing the pit rules? What is wrong with taking 4 tires and fuel during a pit stop? Why is NASCAR making dumbass decisions like this, rule changes like this? Like, every time we think NASCAR has their shit together, they always pull some stupid bullshit to show how incompetent they are. But yeah, anyway, Cup race. There was a doubleheader for Cup this weekend. First Michigan race. Honestly, it was better than the second race. The first race I actually watched. Really the entire race, it was mainly dominated by Harvick. It got interesting because we had the choose cone rule going into effect this week. It really made some interesting calls, especially when on one of the restarts, Chase Elliott would jump right to the front because everybody went to the outside and Chase said, screw it, I'll go inside, which put Chase on the front row. Chase would get the lead, but Harvick would end up getting it back. Like, throughout this race, like, we had 3 cautions for John Hunter Nemechek spinning out. It's like, Jesus Christ, John, can you keep your car intact? And then once John Hunter Nemechek left the race, it got even more chaotic after. Like, goddamn. Like, there are a lot of crashes left. But we ended up going to overtime in this race, and in overtime, Harvick just pulled away at the end. Not really in question, so Harvick wins the first Michigan race. So Harvick closes that out. So yeah, and then we had the F1 race at Silverstone. It really got interesting on pit strategy because Mercedes looked like they had it with Lewis Hamilton. And then the same issues Mercedes had last week at Silverstone came back. Tire issues. This time Mercedes was not gonna have her tire blow on the last lap, as they had to pit Hamilton and put Hamilton in a hole. Despite Lewis Hamilton's best efforts, he went from 4th to 2nd in the closing laps, but he couldn't close down Max Verstappen. As Max held on, and Max's tires lasted to the end, Verstappen gets the win. And Mercedes suffers their first loss of the season. And it looks like we found Mercedes kryptonite this year. Their one issue. Tire wear. So yeah, but Verstappen gets the win, and that win for Verstappen also moves him to 2nd in the championship. So it looks like we are going to get the championship battle of Hamilton versus Verstappen after all. But if Verstappen really wants to make a serious charge at the title, he's got to get more wins. And he's going to close that points gap because Hamilton has like a 30-point lead over Verstappen. And yeah, the lights stand out. Hang on. There we go. That's better. So yeah. Now, the second Cup race, I didn't watch a second of it because I had to get some sleep because I worked tonight. But yeah, second race from what I heard, not a whole lot happened in this race. It was dominated by Harvick. Even with Harvick starting midfield, Harvick was still able to come up through the field and win. But he had a close battle with Hamlin, but Hamlin just couldn't get there because clean air is God. Harvick gets the win, edging out Hamlin by less than 1/10 of a second. I believe the victory winning gap was 0.093 seconds. So like 93 hundredths. Like Hamlin almost got there, but just fell short. And there was also a teammate incident with Brad Keselowski and Ryan Blaney, where Keselowski ended up in Blaney and both of them crashed. And Blaney was pissed about it. Well, good news for Keselowski. He's got an extension with Penske Racing. So there will be no Brad Keselowski to the 48 in 2021. But Keselowski's extension is only for 1 year. So Keselowski will be a free agent again after next season. So yeah, kind of fitting. Keselowski started the year with teammate friendly fire between him and Logano. After he gets an extension, he has another friendly fire between him and Ryan Blaney. We also find out this week that Levine Family Racing is shutting down at the end of the year because of COVID and how the economy has taken a massive hit. We all knew that COVID was going to end up taking a team out of business. It ends up being Levine Family Racing. And also the lesson of this story, don't make a technical alliance with Joe Gibbs. Just ask Furniture Row how that ended up for them. But yeah, also with all this, it means Christopher Bell is out of a ride, but it looks like Christopher Bell is going to the 20 car next year at Joe Gibbs, as Eric Jones has announced that he is getting the boot after pretty much underperforming this year. Now for Eric Jones, He's a talented driver. I think he was just rushed up the Cup way too soon. Like, he should have had at least another season in Xfinity. But Joe Gibbs decided, nope, fuck that. Let's rush him straight up the Cup. What could possibly go wrong? So, yeah. But yeah, there are rumors that Eric Jones could now be the front runner for the 48 car in terms of NASCAR silly season. So yeah, I think Henrik was mainly in the running trying to get Keselowski, but failed. So I guess Henrik's gonna try and go for the other Michigan-born driver as their consolation prize for missing out on Keselowski. So yeah, some more NASCAR silly season here. We also find out that Bubba Wallace got a contract offer from Chip Ganassi Racing to drive the 42. And that Bubba Wallace has also gained offers from Richard Petty Motorsports for an extension that also includes a stake in ownership. But it was just revealed that now Bubba Wallace already has a stake in ownership. And that the new contract would include another bigger stake. So, will Bubba Wallace stay with mediocre Richard Petty? Or will Bubba leave to test his values in free agency? And oh, by the way, for Refined Family Racing, guess who the Boomers are blaming for the reason they're going out of business? Do the Boomers use common sense? Fuck no. They're gonna go ahead and blame Bubba Wallace for it. Even though Bubba had nothing to do with Refined Family Racing shutting down because of COVID and all the budget and shit. But of course, you know, that's just the racist Boomers for you. Blame the one black driver in the sport, because why not? Honestly, can't wait for when all the fucking Boomers are out of the sport. Maybe then we can get the real culture change NASCAR wants in the fan base. And then we can make this a really welcoming environment. But yeah, in terms of the chase picture, it's looking like it's pretty much everybody's going to be a must-win outside the cutoff line. We also find out that the truck chase will now not start till September. Till Bristol. Because trucks got a shitload of new races added, including Darlington. So trucks will be going back to Darlington on Throwback Weekend. Yay. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. And we're also going to have a truck race at Richmond in the spring. And I believe it's going to be the Richmond truck race that's now the chase cutoff race. And the truck chase will now start at Bristol. So the same as last year. But yeah, Cup chase, we're getting down to it. We're now 4 races from the Cup chase. And the Xfinity is also going to be running a doubleheader at Richmond. And I believe the doubleheader at Richmond is going to be when the chase cutoff is. And Xfinity is also going to be running another Talladega race. So that's going to be added to the Xfinity chase. But in terms of the Cup chase, nothing's changed. It'll be the same schedule as before. So Cup chase still starts at Darlington. But yeah, next week we got something interesting. The Daytona Roval. This is going to be interesting. With no practice. Yeah, this race is going to be an absolute shit show. NASCAR should at least let them have practice. Like, goddamn. And folks, don't feed me that, oh, but they have the simulator crap. What you do on a computer is a hell of a lot different than the actual thing. Like, what happens in real life compared to what you do on a simulator is a whole different ballpark. So don't feed me that, oh, they got the simulator crap. Hell, the Cup drivers still have issues figuring out the Charlotte Roval. What makes the Daytona Roval any different from the Charlotte one? If anything, they made the Daytona Roval just a giant version of Charlotte. Especially when they added that Turn 4 chicane. That chicane off Turn 4. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting race. But yeah, this is like the one time when I'm actually rooting that it rains at Daytona. Especially since we're in the middle of fucking hurricane season. Hey, as long as we don't have to go under the goddamn lightning clock, we should be fine. But anyway, let's take up the Cup chase points with 4 races to go. So here are the Cup chase points entering the Daytona Roval. We got Clint Bowyer, 60 points to the good, We also got the Benedetto 57 to the good, and William Byron holds that 16th and final chase spot at 26 points above the cutoff line. And then Eric Jones and Jimmy Johnson are tied for 17th at 26 points behind. And then you had Tyler Reddick, who had just a rough weekend this week at Michigan. He now enters into a 36-point hole. So yeah, all three drivers right there on the cutoff line. They're almost on the verge of where they need to win a race. Everybody else is pretty much in a must-win scenario. But for the points, there's a good chance the points are going to look a lot different after the Roval. Because that Roval was a wild card race. Because we've never run the Daytona Roval, so there's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of unpredictability in that. So yeah, good chance the points could look a lot different after next Sunday. But yeah, 4 races to the chase. Gonna be interesting to see how this ends up. But yeah, hope everyone's a great day. And yeah, peace. And oh, by the way, with Harvick now winning, this means now we are guaranteed at least 2 drivers to make it in on points. So yeah, peace out.